Oh, hello. I managed to get the whole problem with the charger thing fixed by buying a whole new charger. Thing is, the reason why I didn't do it earlier is because, I was afraid I got to buy the wrong one. So I never really managed to get around it until recently. And thankfully I got the right one. And I'm gonna bookmark this store just in case I broke it somehow again. So the post on Tumblr. Which one? Which Tumblr post? Also, if you what's the word? If you kind of hear like a wind blowing or a noise in the background, I'm sorry. I've recently moved, and the walls are even thinner than the previous one, and also I have to keep the windows open, and I have to keep like this mini air conditioning on my desk just to keep myself cool because I frankly cannot work in this weather. So you probably be hearing that way more. Pardon me. But the charger, yeah, yeah, I already made a post about that. But yes, it's fine now. I initially thought it was, I initially thought it was the laptop itself. I was already like contacting um this guy who used to fix my laptop and stuff. He hasn't responded, thankfully, because I've already dealt with the problem. It's literally just the charger. It really was because of the bent metal thingy that I need to like twist around it. Thankfully, it didn't affect the charger hole of the laptop of me twisting it around and such. So just changing the charger actually fixed the problem. So there's no worries of that anymore. I'm I'm I don't have to keep overthinking about that anymore. We can just draw leisurely without no problem, except maybe like the connection sometimes. But the rent that I'm at, the new place, it's like there's less people here. There's only like five of us, I think. Well, not counting the people who owns the place, which is like a family of three. But most of the people, there's only like a total of at least 7 or 8 inhabitants, me included. So it's like very few. So no one is fighting for the Wi-Fi or anything. It should be fine, but I'm not sure if there's any problems with the connection. Somewhere down the line, I may have to resort back to using my mobile data again, but no problem. That's no problem at all. But yeah, today we're just gonna like, I'm still not sure what to draw. I really do. Like, I really want to like draw things like like usual, like finish some stuff. Sorry about that. That's the bike passing by. But I really want to at least finish something really as usual fling stuff. But man, the things that I have in my head, they take forever to finish. Meanwhile, I really want to post on IG and I really want to post on Tumblr really quickly. But the project that I have in mind takes forever to do. Like at least 2 weeks or so. I kinda don't want that. As in, I really want to keep people posted. Because with the internet nowadays, the attention span to things is like super short. So I'm like racing time now. Like if I don't post for too long, people will lose interest. So, and that's the least I ever wanted. And again, I actually have no problems with doing all these what's the word? I have no problem with doing these hard projects, projects that takes forever to make and I have to sacrifice sleep and work hours for it. I don't mind. I don't care. It's just, again, you know, they take long. I wish I had another pair of hands so I can draw for like the filler parts until the big one is uploaded, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks from now or something. But I don't have another pair of hands, so it's very, you know, it's like you're trying to weigh the pros and cons. Like, which one are you gonna prioritize? This cool thing that may take weeks to finish, or like keep the people entertained for a bit with this quick doodle. And lots of them, like, they're not really like tiring physically. It's just like kind of, you know, a little bit internally taxing, if anything. Like, I'm not complaining, it's just I wish I could draw faster and more. But from how I'm seeing my progress and my work cycle, my work, you know, how it usually takes me to draw, it's like 4 hours. Like, you know, anything, whether it's animation, like simple ones, whether it's drawing, etc., that takes 4 hours. There is 24 hours in a day, and I spend most of them like at work, you know, like 9 to 5. Like 7 hours at work. That's a total of 11 hours. And yeah, you know, you still have the other hours, but like you need to sleep, right? So 11, and think of it like a 7 hour 7 hour for sleeping. That makes it 18 hours. So how many hours do I have left for everything else, like taking a shower, eating? Maybe I should really keep like time, like, you know, for these. But sometimes I really, like, when I draw, there's always this feeling of, oh shit, you know, like, it's almost done, it's almost done, it really is almost done, I can just finish this in like a couple of minutes, and it took me another hour. Happens a lot. Like, sometimes I underestimate the last detail way too much sometimes, or I overestimate my skills, and I keep doing that. So I've been not very effective with my time lately, and you know, I'm just afraid that it will like affect how I work at the day. Oh, hello. Have I seen you before? Are you new? Welcome to my stream regardless. Hope you're having a nice weekend today. I had an okay weekend. I spent my Saturdays doing some stuff I don't like. I'm gonna shoot some. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Facebook feed is like pissing me off a bit because they show Teen Titans Go. Like, don't piss me off. What stuff? What do you mean, what stuff? Sorry, I forgot. Deal with that. Oof. Let me get that connected again. Yeah, sorry about that. I've been using the same headphone for the past, since I was in Masters. I think it was like even way back when I was in my bachelor's, like for years, like 2 years, 3 years, and I haven't replaced it. I need to get that new one later when I got paid. But yeah. Anyway, I plan to just, I don't know, finish what I can today. I don't know if I can finish anything, because like I have like lots of things to draw in my head, but they take forever to finish, and I really want to post something this week. It's been a couple of days. People's attention spans are getting shorter. I really need to post this, or else people lose interest in it. Happens to the best of us. Anyway, I just remember, I just saw like the Teen Titans Go news, and I'm pissed off. I hated that show. No offense to people who likes it, I just don't like it personally. Like, I've hated it since I was 13. I have finished master's degree by now, and I teach. That's like it's been like over a decade. Yo, the entire go can go screw themselves. Whatever. Okay. That's enough scrolling Facebook. Now, what was I saying? Right. Uh, let's just like show stuff that I made. Like this one is like a this one is an animation. I plan to make it maybe perhaps just make it like rough animation like I made the first time, as in this was supposed to be a sequel to an animation I made a while back that I already posted on IG and Tumblr. It's like among the first Flings animation I ever posted. And I, you know, instead of like it probably taking too long to finish, I would just keep it sketchy like this, but probably have more frames. I don't even have to clean it up or anything, because you know, again, I really want to post this very quickly. Oh, not yet. It's still loading. I haven't showed it because I'm opening the app as we're talking. Just give me a moment. Oops. Should be around. Hold on. Should be here. There you go. Oh, look. There's the monkey. Let me fix that. It's supposed to be like the chat. I have to do it manually. Give me a moment. There you go. Whew. Okay. Like, I really want to draw more for like the Flings Kiss month, which is a day literally I made up because you know we gonna have, you know, to have an active fandom activity, there need to be like an incentive from a fan or so to like create fan events that, like, you know, to push people to create things. And because this month May is apparently 18th anniversary since the last appearance of Kid Flash and Jinx on the official comics, and also the first ever time we ever seen them kiss ever, I might as well call it, oh, Happy Flings Kiss month. And like I really want to make more of that, like in theme of that, but I can't think of one. Like I don't, like, oh, just a regular them kissing is like kind of boring. I really need to create like a scenario around it to justify why I would draw it. I know, what's that meme that says something like, you know, me trying to make everything more difficult for myself? That's me. I'm that meme. So like, yeah, in my head I like, oh crap, I have to draw something for Flings Kiss month, and then the other one is like, I need to finish this animation. I'm sure people will like it, and also IG will like it because they would promote reels more. But then it's like, oh, this is probably gonna take forever. Someone's not gonna wait for that. Like, ah, okay. Oh right, I had a cheesecake. Oh no, I hope it doesn't melt too much. I forgot. I bought it like this a couple of hours ago. I forgot I had it. You know, some snacks to accompany me at night. An overpriced cheesecake. Like, who pays like $5 for one? Usually, like at least in where I live, it's like the currency is very weak, so this feels very expensive. So common cheesecakes, they usually only cost like $2 at least. Like a slice, I mean. One costs like 5. Is it worth it? It's the only cheesecake I can find nearby. Oh, it's a little melted because it's hot. It's hot in here. Ooh. at that. The juices. Hold on, I need to get at least a slice. I scrolled down to older posts to see some of your ideas on Inside Key. Oh, cool, cool. What's up? What do you think? I mean, obviously, because this is an ongoing series, some ideas may change, so please don't mind that. No, lukewarm cheesecake is crazy. The weather, because of the lack of air conditioning in my new rent that I'm at, um the stuff that I usually stays cold for long is already lukewarm by now. Like, I have these tall cups of coffee to help me stay all night, and it's lukewarm now. And there's this cheesecake around my table, and it's lukewarm now. So I'm just having like lukewarm cake and lukewarm coffee. I swear to God. Literally. Living in Southeast Asia, be like, good lord, man. Been hot in here, which is rare because as far as I know, I mean, as far as I live, usually like when it's summer, it's like usually rainy season in like Asia and stuff, because again, it's like opposites. It's hot on overseas somewhere like in the United States, but it's like it rains all the time over here. But now it's like everywhere it's hot. You have shit ton of mosquitoes there. They yeah, but thankfully in where I'm staying, it doesn't have one. I mean, there's not much problems with them. Not like my general area. I mean, like literally the rent that I'm at. So I don't have to deal with mosquitoes at all. It's just very hot though, like humid. Also, Twin Titan headcanons. Yeah, it's an ongoing series. Please, what's the word? Please, keep in mind some ideas may change and evolve over time. Like how I view Jinx early on, super early on, when I was starting the account, and now are completely different. Not Jinx as a complete like a character. Well, yes, but also like Jinx as in her as a concept. Like, oh, some people would associate her with the Jinx in the comics, which nowadays I think completely different fucking characters. I see it as like a Robin thing, like the first and the second Robin are two different people. Like, and just because they're like the same, they carry the name Robin doesn't mean they're the same person. So that's how I view things. With Jinx also, like same with Gizmo as well. Like in the comics, Gizmo is like an actual dwarf man. Like he's an old man, but he's a dwarf. In the cartoon, he's like a kid. He's like a whiny child. Like those are completely different characters, but they share the name. I don't know why the fandom like to merge the two together, just for specifically like. I think Starfire also got the same problem, but Jinx also, with Starfire, people know it's bullshit because the fans are louder. She's more popular. Jinx is like nobody, because the comic version is so fucking bare bone and boring. Nobody is like trying to see trying to play the devil's advocate. Like they're saying, oh yeah, definitely, she's designed with malice. Like no, I think it's bullshit. I'm probably the only one in the planet who actually defended the design choices of the cartoon. Because everyone else is just, yeah, 100%, it's rooted in racism. Well, personally, I think it's just harmless ignorance. They didn't think this cartoon is gonna be a cult classic. Imagine drawing something and then suddenly it went viral. Like, you don't know it's gonna get viral and people starting to point out how bad your art is. Oh, yeah, I stopped the music. Sorry about that. Let me play it. There was music, but I turned it off. How's now? I hope it's not like overbearing. I mean, it's like very like it's playlist of like a Fox in Space. It's one of my favorite fan series on the internet. I really like this year dedication and sheer will this person create. You know, initially just one person creating this whole other series like alone initially to animate and stuff. Voice act, very talented guy. Inspired me. Really, really want to be like him. I have lots of inspiration. I already talked about it in previous streams. Like, those people are kind of questionable in what they draw, but I'm lying if I say they don't inspire me when I was younger. Like, I saw people can make these great things, and I want to make one too. And it just so happened most of those people draw fan arts, you know, and that's why I'm very much a fan art person. I have an OC, but I do not care about my OCs. Which is like, you know, kind of tragic on my end because I can't sell the IP even if I want to. But I'm having much more fun. It's very easy to build a fan base that's based on something that is already existing because I can just expand on the story that's there. I'm not a very good writer, but I like to expand on what's there. Like, for example, you know, like we all know Batman, we all know Superman, and people knowing that mythos, I can just jump on that and expand on it. It's much more like, you know, there's already the ground to start stuff, much easier. And I can just follow the rules, like, oh yeah, Batman doesn't kill, so I have to be careful with that, etc., etc. It's much more enjoyable for me personally, rather than creating something from scratch, in which sometimes lots of things that I create from scratch are just stuff from movies or video games I just played. Like, oh yeah, that's a cool idea. I want that in my story. And then like, you know, sometimes I change my mind and I already wrote that down as the part of the lore. Oops. And so I don't like it when there's like a blank slate. It needs to have something, and that's why I'm very drawn into fan arts and stuff. Yep, like at least with like Jinx or Kid Flash, at least in this iteration, it's like very easy. Like they're so you can see like the groundworks, they plant some stuff in there, and I just expand upon that. There's already groundworks to work with. So, you know, we can just expand on that. We can see it from a different perspective. It's much more interesting to me because, but with that, you can also learn the creator's intent. Very interesting. Other than me needing to create a world for myself, sounds like a tedious thing to do. I'm not a big fan of that. I would much prefer someone create something, and I expand upon it. I give inputs and I give scenarios of what could have been. I prefer doing that much more. I don't know what it's called. There's no such thing in like the industry, I don't think. But yeah, I like doing those stuff, and playing is one of them. Anyway, yeah, you probably noticed that I'm using the light mode now. Like usually I use the dark mode for the Clip Studio Paint. I'm using the light version because I need, you know how it is with people, oh, blue light or whatever, it makes you harder to sleep or something. That's exactly what I'm doing. I think dark mode sometimes, like, it helps the eyes and such, but it makes me sleepy faster, so I need to and sacrifice it. Probably making my eyes sore in the morning. I have to keep it like light mode so I can not feel sleepy. Don't do this at home. Anyway, it's either this or like a very simple animation in which, oh man, I had to come up with something like very hard to comprehend. Like, I really want to create oh, on theme because playing Skis month, guys, but also I can't just create that like for no reason. There need to be like a scenario enveloping it, like around it. Like, okay, why does this happen? That needs a reason to happen. And I have to animate those reasons too, or draw the previous panels if it's a comic. It's just how it is. Like, maybe it's like a residue of me being an over explainer, so I have to like explain everything so I don't get misconstrued. That apparently bleed into me making art as well. Anyway, maybe I'm just gonna finish this. I'll think about the Flings Kids month maybe tomorrow or something. I'll just create like an in-between. I'm gonna remove Genius's eyes for now because it's a completely different layer. Hold on. Yep. The animation. I'm just gonna create like an in-between or something. Or I need to clean this up first before that. Or actually, no, I don't. I can just make it messy because the first animation of this, which was like I'm trying to make a sequel of, is messy. Have messy lines. I may just follow the theming of that. Hold on, let me have my lukewarm cheesecake. I really should have stick it in the freezer first. Oh well. Where should I put this? Here? Yep, okay. That works. Alright, let's do something. This is called in-betweening. I'm gonna create like something in between this. Animation is like very tedious. Some people think it's hard. No, it's not really that hard. If you're used to drawing multiple things, it's not that hard. It's just that you need to have the willpower to see it to the end. Hello. Hi, Presto. Hope you're having a good weekend today. Currently where I live, it's already 12:20 a.m. on a Monday. My weekend is already over. Hope you're having a good one though. How are you? I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Hope you're okay too. People do this kind of live deserve more credit and respect. Oh, 100%. I'm not saying that because it's like not hard. People don't deserve respect. No, I'm in the industry. I'm animator too. At some point, 100%. Because it is tedious and needs sheer will to do, is why they need to be respected. Because some people kind of think it's like, oh, you just need to draw things over and over again. Yeah, you know what is the definition of insanity? You draw stuff over and over. That's why I think animators deserve more. And I'm sick of this like narrative of apparently, oh, the animation for Invincible is bad. Why should the animators be paid more? Like the implication behind it. Like I can feel that. Like that's the implication. Like, oh, the animators are treated fairly here. It's like from the union, but why is it bad? Why is the animation bad? Meanwhile, this animation from Japan is good. The work ethics is different. Japan has a horrible work ethic. Good lord, dude. Why are we praising Japan for that? There's a reason why, There's a whole forest dedicated to ending one's life in there, dude. Maybe let's not enforce that. Like perhaps the reason is because they are like, I don't know, treated like they're not human. And you know, someone's pain and suffering shouldn't be shouldn't be like this glorified thing. So it's, I never understood that, you know, like they didn't say it directly, but I hear the implication behind it. Like, the animation is bad, why should the animators be paid more? Like, okay, you are a consumer, I can tell. Like, you don't view these the people who work on this as human beings. Okay. Especially like in Japan, you get paid even less for animation and such. Again, that is not, that doesn't mean like, oh, if you work in this specific country where they get paid like a penny for frame, they do it better. It probably because they had no choice. I don't know. I never understood that. Like, okay, I guess in the big 2020s we still treat animators like crap. That's fine. Anime beside you is fine. Oh, really? Good to hear. Um, I'm glad you feel that way. Thanks for telling me. I personally did not know what to do today, like I said, what to draw. And I figured, you know what, let's just finish this animation rather than leaving it gathering dust. If you're using Clip Studio Paint, there's actually a cheat on how to do this. Like, you know how in animation, like they always have like, make sure the in-betweens are redrawn so it doesn't look lifeless, you know, like, so it's like a little wiggle like that actually do so much. It gives more life because there's imperfection to it. There's a cheat to do it on Clip Studio Paint. It won't look as authentic, of course, but you know, if you want to save time, there is a way to do it, and it's using the vector layer. I'll demonstrate it later, right? I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit first. They are being exploited 100%. Like, people only care about the final product. It's no wonder AI is like a huge thing, because people don't see the process behind it. They don't want to. They just care about what it's like at final. You see, like, you see that? You see that? Okay. Now let's create like another one here, right? No. Maybe like here. Maybe here, you know, for the finishing, not finishing. I don't know what it's called. Something. Now let's create like a whole new layer here. And this, I just finished drawing his head, and this is currently just a raster layer. Now I'm gonna copy this and put this in this other frame, like so, and I'm gonna convert this into convert the layer, and I'm gonna convert it into vector layer. There's some settings behind this, like you have to make sure it doesn't look kind of bad. Too bad there's like no preview, so I can't really tell. So I'm just kind of guessing right now. Like, if it's bad, we can just redo it again. Now the vector layer, I'm gonna convert it from the original regular raster to vector. Yeah, okay, that looks clean. That looks fine. You see how the line changes there? Let's turn it off. See? See? Like, it's like a different... Now, what I do is, you know, sometimes, for example, you draw directly on the vector line and it still looks the same, you know, because you don't need to convert it from the regular... Oh, look, it's like shaking. You can do this, but sometimes it's like very gambly. Like the setting for converting the layer may have been a little, you need to redo it and over and over. So it's like at least as close as possible to the original raster. So, it's like this. This one is pretty close. I'm gonna leave it like that. But if you've drawn from scratch using vector layer already, the one thing you can do is you go to the left section, the one with this what's it called, the correct line menu. You go there and then you go to the simplify vector line and you set how much you want to simplify. Usually I go with the lowest setting, and then I just simplify the whole vector line. It's too small, it's not visible. Let's make it 3. Oh, too big. Make it the 2. There it is. So it's like a little wobbly, that's how you do it. It's not perfect, but it gives the illusion that it's redrawn over and over. But I'm gonna keep it this way because it looks different enough. Yeah, I know. Clip Studio Paint is great if you know what you're doing. So it saves so much time, Oh, I haven't drawn this part yet. Hold on. Oh, wrong brush. What was that? What brush did I use? I use multiple brushes, so I kind of lost track sometimes of what I last used. I never have a consistent one because it's like that. Yeah, it's to save time. Hello, Lapin. Hope you're having a nice weekend. My weekend is already over, but just like that. It's like wobbly. Much fun. If you want to make it like wobbly but not too much, you can just change it. Change the simplify to lower. Maybe turn off smooth corners. Like you can change the settings and such to fit whatever. And perhaps you can just, I'm gonna change just the hair. Oh wait, doesn't feel. There's a hair maybe like this, So it's like, oh look, it's more wibbly. I always really like those wibbly lines effect from Macromedia Flash. It used to be called until they changed it, and it's called Adobe Flash. And I really like those, like a pencil grease effect. But you can make the same effect on Clip Studio Paint only if you're using the vector layer. That's a brief tutorial for me. Cheats. Okay. Right. Now where was I? Also use multiple brushes. Yeah. Like I never use the same ones. I always use the ones that Oh, I'm in a sketchy mood today, so I'm gonna use a sketch brush. Or I'm in like a very line work mood, So I'm using a clean brush. So on and so on. It's like very different every day. So I can't really give suggestions in regards to brushes. I have no clue. I can suggest the ones that I feel most comfortable drawing in. And one of them, if you're using Clip Studio Paint, being unironically, pencils or brushes that is made for writing is the best to draw with. Like it feels more natural somewhat, at least to me. La 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 la. That's a crash course with Clip Studio Paint from me. Ooh. I recently found out these tips from an artist, a comic artist, about using reference layer, but I haven't tried it yet. No problem. hope it will help, to save some time, because sometimes drawing things over and over is painful and would drive you nuts. So it's. Let me just clean this. Oops. Another way of doing it is literally just copy pasting it, like if you already draw a frame from frame 1, and then another frame you already redrawn it, and then like you already drawn it, and maybe the third one, for good measure, you already drawn a completely new frame. You can copy paste the first frame to the fourth one, so it's like it still looks like it's wobbly, like wiggly. That also saves time, aside from the comforting layer or using the simplify tool thing. It sucks. Share the stream in the Discord server. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I forgot to join the Discord server. It feels like I forgot something. Sorry about that. I really intended to join the server, but I keep forgetting. Like, I was on my phone. I was making like some posts on Tumblr or on my IG, and then I dropped my phone, and I kind of feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I just remembered. Sorry about that. I forgot. Server? Oh, it's specifically for Flings. It's specifically a Flings Discord server. I think Lapin is taking care of that. It definitely does, especially when you have like 24 frame per second animation. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it, right? This is 24 frames. Because the anime standard is 12 frames, at least back then. But it was 12 frames, and I tried animating on 12 frames, and it's like, oh, it's so choppy. I don't like it. Oops, sorry about that. It's so choppy. I don't like it. So, 24 it is. Oh, wow. Sorry, my friend just gave me should no, I'm here as well. Okay. Then I shift to 24. Oh, changing frames. I never thought of it that way. I never tried that before. I usually just go with 24 and then like, go ball. I forgot to. Yeah, it's like, there's lots of things I have to like do, and I kind of forgot. Don't worry. I will join it in a couple of minutes. Right now I'm looking at my friend designing Jinx's logo for me. You can't see it, but it's on my phone. So hold on, I'm still thinking, is it this good? I really am not a big fan of the lines thing, the double lines. Starry, join the server? Oh, you can ask Lapin for that. Sorry, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm thinking out loud. I'm looking at the logo design a friend made. Like, I really like the tailed J thing, but it's not gothic enough. But hold on. I'm starting to warm up to it. Because the X is shaped like her hair a bit. I really like that. Well, I feel like it's missing something though. Let me edit this. Sorry. Yeah. I think I'm starting to warm up to this design. Okay. It's a bit quiet though. I mean, that's normal. Even the server that I'm in, which used to be very like crowded and stuff, is like getting quiet now because however, is a disappointment as per usual. So we kind of don't want to talk about it. But that's fine. It's like normal. Servers doesn't get like active a lot. If anything, you know. Usually the servers that are active and super online and stuff are unmoderated. Okay, my friend just responded. Sorry. I'm not drawing right now. I'm seeing the logo design. Saw the news. The news of what? What happened? I didn't see the news. I don't follow the news at all, actually. The world is like destroying itself. I'm kind of don't want to think about that right now. Oh, hold on. I need to get my bottle of water. However, is doubling down on AI. Oh, I mean they've been using it for years. I've known that. They've been using AI and creating their own stuff with AI for years. Like years. Like 2022, 2023. Like I remember it was on Weibo, like the Chinese Twitter, and they used to like specifically just the Chinese server. They had this whole web event where you can generate your own Genshin characters. That's fucking Gen AI. I was there. I saw. Like since then, I kind of stopped paying for the whole, you know, battle pass. I stopped paying for the battle pass. I still played, but nowadays I just don't play it anymore because the story sucks. You know, chat. I can't find. There's so many posts. I guess you can. I don't know. I turned the moderation off. Can you? You can try. Because I have no mods. It's not like I have money to begin with. You can maybe try sending the link. If not, I'll fetch the link myself. The story has been boring. It is. It has been. It's kind of they kind of reuse the same plot over and over, you know. And also, like, of course, the most important parts or the supposed, you know, good story is only affecting the NPCs instead of, you know, the characters we actually care about. Placing a form on Google Forms or something. Yeah, you can, but I kind of don't want to do that. That's okay. I because this is a still like a small stream, I can just handle it myself. Maybe if I get more like than 10 people who watches, maybe I will. I don't care about the NPCs now, for real, right? Like it's always the NPCs that got like these cool stories and stuff. This is the chat of freedom. Yeah, it is. At least for now, that is. Oof. Oh, ow. Sorry. I'm fetching like a bottle of water right now. I tend to always get my water bottle in the box, in the carton box, because it's much more convenient. Lucy is amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me just fill up this air conditioning on the table. I have like one of those desk air conditioning where you have to fill it with water so it feels, you know, a little cool. You ran out of water, so I had to fill it with another one. I'd rather feed this rather than wasting water to AI. Anyway, yeah. Again, with that's how it is with Hoyoverse. They've been using AI for a while. They just don't disclose it at all, ever. They do it openly in China though, in which of course the people over there also complain about it. It's just again, they have their own servers and such, so you can't really see them. In some places you need like a VPN to access. So yeah. I don't know where they protect each other. Oh, I don't watch the thing. I don't follow Sumeru either. I think they're pushing that a lot. There was a conspiracy like years back, like since they debuted. Actually, there's been a conspiracy behind them. I follow lots of like when I was still in Hoyo stuff, like actively seeking them out. I used to follow these leaks and like rumor mills. Think of it like the 4chan version. Like it's not 4chan, but it's like it feels like a 4chan because these people kind of like have leaks about the employees and such. The conspiracy being High Cafe, or called Haitamen Cafe, being super promoted because they are trying to dethrone Child and Zhongli from the shipping board. Because initially, like for the first 3-4 years, Child and Zhongli is #1, the best Genshin ship on like entire thing. Even after New Billet and Rio, even after Haitamen Cafe. And the reason why they promoted it so hard, as in Haitamen Cafe and even New Billet and Rio, is to dethrone Tatali. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, for example, you don't really see them on screen anymore. Like, Child and Zhongli, that is, interacting. It's only just Child and Traveler, and Zhongli is just kind of barely ever changes at all. Like, most of the interactions are in favor of the other popular ships that are not them both. If Hoyoverse is aware of the shipping, like, wouldn't that be the first thing they think of? The top #1, because Hoyoverse is very what's the word? Very chronically online. Like, they know what the fandoms like. They make memes referencing fandoms, but they never address the big elephant in the room. Isn't that weird? There's like lots of conspiracies behind that, such as, again, someone said like, oh, it's because they were afraid because Zhongli's fans are rabid. Some of them are actually using his image as some sort of a, how to say, nationalistic type thing. Like, because he represents the culture, he represents the whole real life country, which is kind of stupid. Like, it's like saying, you view Captain America as the America, like, oh, you can't give him any flaws because he is the America. Like, that's stupid, right? That's what they're doing with Zhongli, at least in terms of Rabbit fans. Not like every fan. Like, I know many Zhongli fans that are not like that. It's just the Rabbit ones that try to use it as a way to push their nationalism. I don't show as often as before, right? That's because they are selling more medium dudes, other medium guys, and Xiao is only promoted when Liyue has stuff happening, and so far there is nothing happening with Liyue. But it's like very double standards in my opinion, because whenever Mondstadt gets any content, it's like celebrated. But when it's Liyue, it's literally just once every year. It's like, oh, they're using the propaganda thing. It's very odd, very xenophobic. I really hated that. Like, dude, they promote Fontaine and Sumeru and Mondstadt way more than they do Liyue. Liyue is like a fucking national obligation because, Lunar New Year. And it's only like once a year. That is stupid. Yeah, because it represents... which is kind of stupid because That is not the view of every Chinese people, by the way. That is the view of the rabbit fans that are loud and would create bot accounts to harass people with different opinions, because that's what those people are doing. I saw, I like, that's when I was very active with the Genshin fandom. Like, oh, I knew these are like the same people. They're just using different accounts. Like, they're that crazy, you know? Like, they're crazy enough to call the cops on us at some point. And it did got like a couple of artists to leave the fandom out of fear of their lives. Yeah, that happened. So again, I prefer Zhongli as the bottom personally. Yeah, the cops. You. So there was like this incident back in 2023, I think, or was it 2024? I'm starting to get the lines blurred, but. So, like, the Totally fandom, the Child and Zhongli fandom, specifically top is Child, bottom Zhongli fandom, in China is very huge, like, super popular. At the time, they were, like, #1 ship in the entire, like, game, you know? Like, in China specifically. Like, it's them, and then there's, like, I think #2 was Xiao and Aether, and then it was Kaya and Diluc. I think the fourth one was Top Zhongli and Bottom Child, which is 2 different ships, by the way. Like, Top Zhongli and Bottom Zhongli are 2 different characters. And so, like, what I was saying, right. So, the ship was, like, so popular, like, it creates many movements from the fandom itself. The fandom loved the character so much and the ship so much, they would, like, hire cosplayers, they would hire a whole, like, you know, they would rent billboards and such, and I would help promote that, you know, to overseas people. Hey, did you know there's like an event in China, etc.? Like, they're like literally renting the billboards. They start that stuff, by the way. Before them, it was mostly other fandoms that do it, and it's for like solo characters, like, oh, happy birthday Naruto Uzumaki or something like that. The ones who did the shipping, at least in like gacha spheres, that was them first. That was Child and Zhongli first, like. Happy birthday, Child, and it's like an image of Child and Zhongli on the billboards in China. That's them. They started that shit. I was there. And because the fandoms are so dedicated and such, at some point, one of the biggest artists, I don't know if they still draw for HoYoverse now. I mean, like, you know, commission. And they're basically like the Hoyo creator, that's what they call it. That title is meaningless now because they stopped doing that stuff. But at the time, the Hoyo creator was like invited to this Genshin event in China, and we the fandom, the Totally fandom, secured a booth, and they, you know, they asked the staff over there, like, can we make this booth about our ship? Because at the time there was no regulation for that. This is an official Genshin Impact event, you know, like usually there's some rules that you're not allowed to have shipping, etc., or at least don't promote it on your booth. Just have like a solo character or implieds. And at the time the staff was like, yeah, go ahead, sure. You can think of them as which. I personally am a fixed shipper. I'm a mono shipper at heart, so it's like the same dynamic, the same characters forever. Like, till the day I die. I never change my perspective at all. Like, if forever I see Kid Flash and Jinx, forever I think of Kid Flash and Jinx. It doesn't change at all. And same thing with BL or GL, girls love to. Like, if I like Child and Zhongli and I like them in a specific way, I will like the same specific way forever. It's like a thing that I have. It's not like something universal. But anyway, again, so they have this booth. It was like a huge incentive for the fandom because the fandom is very active. It's still active now. It's just not as active as it was 2-3 years ago. And not 2-3 years ago. It's very recent. At least not until like last year or 2 years ago. And at the time, we got the fandoms in China, the Totally fandom in China had secured a booth, and they want to like, hey, let's like merge this booth together, as in like, you know, maybe it's like one booth per person, and because this is like a Totally thing, and lots of the Child and Zhongli artists are shippers of them both, especially in that specific dynamic, let's just merge the booth together. So it's like huge booth, right? And they promoted it, and they had an okay before, until someone complained about it. And someone was like this rabid Child fan, I think. And, you know, because they saw the post and think that, oh, you're spreading misinformation. They're just making excuses. They're just making excuses because they saw the ships that they don't like of child, and they saw like them making a post. Hey guys, we have this booth together. We're gonna like prepare snacks. We're gonna prepare some freebies. You can like stop by. We decided to merge together, and we have to like. There's like a whole movement, not movement, like a community too, specifically for creating these events. And they're notorious for creating like live events, like, you know, let's go to this hotel and we can have like a sleepover if you pay for at least like $100 or something, which is a fair price, you know. Like, you get freebies, you get to meet the cosplayers, you get to request photo shoots from set cosplayers, like you got a bunch of stuff as a shipper. Like, that's gold mine, I think. It was my life goal to be able to take part in that. It still is, not gonna lie. But again, you know, I know stuff doesn't really last forever. But this community, this movement, I won't say it's movement. What is it called? Like, someone who, it's not someone, but like more so like a group incentive. They have their own name, you know. Think of it like Flings Club, but like, you know, it's Tartali instead, and it's like managed by actual people with money. And so, like, yeah, they promoted this post, this booth, and someone got pissy over it. And this someone at the time is suspected to be a child rabbit fan. They hate that child is paired with this guy because rabbit fans are like that. Rabbit fans that I'm experienced with they don't like it when characters are with someone else too much. You know? Nice art, lady. Thank you, bro. Welcome to my stream. If you're still here. Anyway, where was I? Right. So, rabbit fans that I know, that I have experienced it for the past years, are people who doesn't like it when a character is paired too much with this specific character. For example, let's see, a familiar face. Right. Think of it like, oh, a Naruto stan, a rabbit fan, that is. Like, if you're a normal fan, you probably doesn't really care or don't mind with some fan arts, probably. But rabbit fans are like this. Okay, you're gonna pair Naruto with Sasuke, but then they see too much people pair him with Sasuke, and they get pissed because immediately they think, oh, so you're using Naruto so you can like lift Sasuke up, you know, so he can become relevant. That's their mindset. It's crazy. I know, it's like so stupid. But this is something that is very common, especially in Chinese fandom. They kind of do that a lot. So, like, you can pair them together. Like, you can literally do a multi-ship. This is called a ship X all or all X ship. Which is basically this character being shipped with anyone, whether as top or bottom, with anyone. But they don't like it when it's like too consistent. As in, you can't be a mono shipper. Like, you can ship him with anyone, but if I see you shipping him with this specific character too much, then I know you're trying to promote this character using my favorite character. That's their mindset. It's crazy. It's stupid. Ship and share with others. Yeah, that's what like the Totally fandom was during their heydays. And funnily enough, the fandom, I mean, they start doing that way far after they debuted. Like, way after they long debuted. Like, it's been like a year or so since they debuted, and finally, I know, like, people are stopped talking about them as intensely as they first debuted. And at some point, like the 2 years after, there is this movement, or I won't call it a movement. There's this organization. There you go. There's this organization called the I forgot what it's called. Oh no. Oh, the Qinlongyan, which is like the Whale Dragon Banquet or the Whale Dragon Feast. Basically, this organization, I don't know about now, but at the time it was apparently like being paid by this mysterious office lady. We don't know who it is. Maybe we already know, but I haven't really caught up with the news yet. We don't know who it is, really. It's like some figure in the shadows that paid some, admins and staffs to create these events. These events is like a meetup, like a fan meetup. Like, we're gonna create like this private event in this hotel, and you can stay for the next 2-3 days, and you can get freebies. You can like meet the cosplayers that we hired. Yes, they hire cosplayers, and it's like, oh, like high quality cosplays too. They just clocked in and picked like the best perfect cosplayers for them. Like I remember my favorite cosplayers they chose. I forgot the other guy's name, but one of them is like Nangong or something, and he's this guy. They're super tall. They're like so tall. Like because the totally shippers this imagine them, at least in the Chinese fandom, they had kind of them as super tall, right? So they the people behind the organization. I'm still here. I'm still listening to gambling. Oh yeah. Okay. Keep listening then. I'm not done. Now, the cosplayers, the people behind the organization deliberately choose cosplayers that are tall because the common headcanon in China for child and zhongli are they're tall. You know, obviously because, especially since usually, foreigners, child is like clearly from Ukraine or Russia or something like that, and obviously he's supposed to be like because of the common ideas of how foreigners, white people are taller, they're looking for specific, so they look for specific cosplayers that are taller. And Child's cosplayer that they chose is like it's still consistent, the same person to this day, and he's like super tall. He's almost how do I change it to feet? You guys can read centimeters, right? He is basically like 190 something centimeters. Like he's almost 2 meters tall. He's like super tall. Meanwhile, the Zhongli cosplayer, he looks smaller in comparison, even though he's like the common height for the average tall Asian man. It's like so cool. Like, the dedication behind the craft and just choosing the cosplayers. Not just that, but they kind of use the funds, because obviously they're using the funding not just probably from the people, the organizers, leaders themselves. Herself actually was a woman. Funding from her to literally create costumes and stuff. So every year they always have like customized fan art or artwork. Like they paid famous child zhongli artists, Tartary artists specifically, and create new designs for them. And some of these designs are translated into actual costumes, and the cosplayers would wear them. It's crazy. Like the sheer dedication and love. This is something that I was so spoiled. Like I'm not even attending this event, but I feel like I was there because they post the videos of how it went online. It's on like sometimes it's on Twitter, but most of the time it's like more on Weibo or on Lofter, which is also like a Tumblr, Chinese Tumblr. And goodness, like I've never been more spoiled in my life as a fandom goer. Like how, like the sheer love this fandom had for them. I think it kind of like stuck to me, this sheer dedication. It really did. Like, wow, look at that. Like just with consistency and some hard work and a bunch of money, but we don't have that. But like, still, it's like lots of things. They managed to create these huge events. Like it was consistent too. Like every year, there's two events. One is for Child's birthday. The other one is for Zhongli's birthday. And in those events, they would like rent cafes, like specific cafes in China would, and also Japan at some point. Japan and Korea, they would rent places there and then like have it dedicated for a whole day to celebrate Child or Zhongli's birthday. It feels like an actual, boy band, a K-pop boy band thing. To stream the whole of my phone, we just played it like the front and back of the room. Oh right. Yes, there's other things that did it, but for Genshin fandom specifically, Challenge Zhongli started it. They started it. They break new grounds with it. Now everyone in Genshin is doing the same thing. Like, oh, private events. Oh, we rent billboards. Oh, go ahead. Take your time, pop culture. But again, what was I? right, the sheer love and dedication, it kind of rub on to me, and it it feels like, you know, it's like a motivation in itself. Like, oh man, to have a fandom this dedicated must have been so euphoric. And I don't have as much money as the mysterious shadow lady behind the organization, but I have the sheer will, I think. So I try to pour that same dedication with my other fandoms, you know. With Sonic, you know, the fans are still crazy, as in crazy talented, and they make new projects every month. There's new games every month, like fan games, I mean. There's new fan games every month, there's new trends and fan arts every month. Now with this other fandom, you know which one, there's nobody here, so, you know, I'll try my best to have that same energy with the other ones. But again, where was I? Right. So the booth, regarding the booth before, because I strayed way too far from that initial conversation. There was this rabbit child fan who doesn't like it when he got paired with Zhongli too much, because in their view, it's like, oh, you're just using Child to leech, you know, to leech off of, you know, like Child is popular and you're just using him. You don't care about him at all. You only care about Zhongli or something like that. It's like very weird, very stupid, very parasocial, very non-touch grassing, non-touching grass. Now, this person, they kind of like create this whole big deal out of it. Like, guys, look, this booth in the official event is hosting ship stuff. Isn't that like not allowed? And then like again, they also like frame it as if, oh, well, you're spreading misinformation because this is an official event. That means you're making a ship booth, means you're like that means Hoyoverse is confirming the ship is canon, which is kind of stupid. They're just trying to find excuses to hate on it, basically, and try to get it taken down. In which it did get taken down eventually, sadly, because some of their members, and none of them stopped them, by the way, some of their members actually encouraged others to file a report to the government because the booth was supporting and promoting homosexuality. Jesus fucking Christ! It went that way. It went that far, and it's why I'm so wary of, you know, stands, like solo stands. It's not all solo stands, of course, I know, but the 4 years I am in Genshin fandom, I have never seen someone this rabid. You know, it's not someone, it's like a whole group, like a whole hive mind. And you know, it's China, right? Especially in like recent like developments. Apparently, some authors or like people who write same-sex relationship like BL, etc. in China are getting harassed. Like, it's not. Oh man, like they're losing their fights there. But this was like 2 years before that, I think. 2-3 years before. Still, you know, like they would use that as their advantage to scare them to stop making content about the ship. This is something that only solo fans did, at least in China. Like, they are a fan of Child or Zhongli, and they hate each other. They don't want their favorites to be with each other. And because they're popular, it's like unavoidable, and it's annoying. And they want it to stop, so they report to the government about it. And you wonder why China is so full of censorship? Yeah, because even the fucking people are using it to their advantage, because they don't like seeing what they, you know, just because they don't like what they're seeing. Yes, that happened. This isn't the first time it happened either. It happened again later. In like a completely different event. And the thing is, the worst part is like, Hoyoverse didn't even step in, you know? Probably because they're cowards. They don't even want to protect their artists. Like, whatever, you know? Because they made a post after that, after the event. And they basically said like, oh no, it's like, there's like a miscommunication. And also, I forgot what they said specifically, but I remember it was implying they blamed the artists for it, people who are involved in it. Instead, you know, the people who reported it to the government? But yeah, you know. Are you animating? Yes, hello. Hello, Dragon Wolf. Hello, hi. Yes, I am. I'm just like, I don't know. Just seeing how what I can make. with this time, you know, like the progress as in, I mean, like it probably won't be finished by the time we're done with the stream, but you know, as far as I can push it. How much I can like get from this. But yeah, that happened before, and it's not the only time it happened, you know. I remember being so pissed off because Hoyoverse had no backbone, and when someone asked about it, like to the guy, I forgot who his name is, he kind of I forgot, like the people the guy behind Hoyoverse, who mostly only work Honkai Star Rail now, and they asked them about it, and it's like, oh, you didn't know that? Like, of course you would know. Like, Hoyoverse is the most chronically online company ever. Like, they don't make posts about it, but they see what their fandoms are doing. They actively follow the Chinese equivalent of 4chan just to see what people are talking about. Like, the most the most chronically online community, not community, well, community too, but the most chronically online company out there. Like, usually, like, normal companies, right? Like Nintendo or, like, whatever, doesn't really seek those out. But Hoyoverse does. And usually when they seek them out, they're just using it for, like, marketing tactic. Because, oh, like, people are talking about this now. We're gonna, like, make some, like, we're gonna release some leaks and make sure people, you know, we fan the flames and keep the conversation going. Like, oh no, look, Hoyoverse, there's a leak where it's shown the character doesn't have pants, only have panties on. And apparently that's like made on purpose just to keep the conversation around Genshin going. Like, the model ended up not looking like that, but they created like a false texture on purpose to create drama. I hated that shit. They kind of do that a lot, and that's why I really don't like that company. I need to leave because it's Mother's Day. Oh, alright, okay. Have a good day. It's Mother's Day, not where I live, but I've been seeing posts about that, so I hope you guys, you're having a nice day, having a nice Mother's Day. Everyone else too who celebrates. Mother's Day is a different day in where I live. It's like, months from now. But yeah. He's trying to help her with her hair. Yes! Sure. Yes. It's trying to push her hair down. That's the joke. It's like a sequel of that first animation I made of her trying to brush her hair down. It doesn't work. I really want to like make another parter for it, but I probably won't like clean it up or anything because it will take forever. I want to drive all their workers. It's dumb, right? Hoyoverse does that, by the way. They kind of admitted it in like forums and stuff, but they don't. Of course, they don't do that in public. Why would they? Oh yeah, her magic makes it pop up. Yep, that's my headcanon. I know some others will like, you know, oh she can have her hair down and stuff. Not in my AU. Her hair just kind of pops up. I just thought it's like a very funny visual gag, so I made it that way. Even though there are instances where I just want to draw her with her hair down, but gotta keep it consistent with the lore here. But yeah, that's my woes with Hoyoverse fandom, and also Hoyoverse, what's the word? Hoyoverse in general. Like, they're like very scummy. Scummy, not like in greedy sense. Well, they are greedy, but they're not like scummy as in like the usual company's way. They're scummy as in they treat their fans like crap. You notice how nowadays they kind of just commission artists, like not fellow fans, just commission big artists, you know, like, oh, this manga artist or this viral animator or something. Like, it's never the fans anymore. It's just some random viral person. The amulet they give her good luck. It's not going to help her out. That's my headcanon too, by the way. Because I think it's very like interesting how the color of the set amulet is like specifically yellow and red. Like it has red gem and then it has like a golden or gold encasing. Like out of all colors, you know. And the funny part is, again, the amulet is only brought up at the first and midpoint, and it's never brought up again. Because usually, you know, when you're making a story and stuff, like there's usually like Chekhov's gun, you know, like what happens in first act needs to happen in the second and the third act. But it's never really brought up again. The amulet thing was kind of gone. Now it's like about specifically just Kid Flash and Jinx. So I was really like, that very interests me, you know, that really like, oh, you know, maybe it has some like implications other than probably the story was rushed like everything else in season 5. But I just feel like there's like a narrative reason why that's a thing. Like weird, right? Like they made such a big deal of the amulet in the first and second half, and then it's never brought up again. Right? Like again, yeah, exactly. That's also my headcanon. I think it would be even more solid if, like, you know, after everything, the amulet shows up again, but only like in the museum where it was, to show that it actually did bring good luck in a way, like it not in like the expected way that Jinx expected it to be. Like she probably thinks, oh, good luck in general, and maybe the amulet just made it like good luck in a sense that you don't know it yet, but you're gonna need this. It is like, it's very interesting. I really like the narrative, the visual narrative behind it. Like it's maybe just us overthinking it, but honestly, I always find it odd that the amulet was only there for the first half of the episode and never showed up again. It's just mostly Kid Flash and Jinx after that. Yeah, exactly. Like it gives what she needs, but not necessarily what she wanted. She didn't know that yet. She didn't know that yet. So like I always really like that, and it's kind of disappointing that it's really never brought up again in the comic. I think the comic also never really brought up again that he likes giving her flowers, roses specifically. So it's like, that's like their thing, dude. You're kind of missing a whole lot. But oh well, you know. Beggars can't be choosers. I always like to imagine, because you know, as someone said before, the original idea was to have the final episode being a three-parter, being like you know, because it's supposed to be a finale, but they kind of changed their minds and instead make the last episode about Beast Boy again and Terra, and then it ends on a cliffhanger, which is the worst decision they could have made. The perfect finale is literally like there, just make Titans fight everyone, and then you can leave that on like a beautiful bow, because you know, if they were to choose to create another season, they can just focus on the new Titans. But no, they have to end it on a cliffhanger, and now it's like the most unsatisfying ending on the planet. And we're back to talking about Terra again. I'm so tired. So, the initial plan was to make the fight with Brother of Evil being a three-part thing, like a three-parter. You know, like what's the episode again in the previous season? Being a three-part. But they changed their minds, which sucks, because if we get another episode, at least either another Hive episode, or another Brother of Evil fight episode, like we could have had more Kid Flash and Jinx. That's what I'm saying here. Because weird, right? He only shows up at the end when everything is almost over, just to like, you know, just to help move the defeated enemies into the ice machine and make them frozen. And yes, you know, Kid Flash is known to be late and such, but Isn't that weird that we don't know what they were doing off screen? Like, oh, hello, welcome back, Pop Culture. And also, what will happen with the creature? Yes, me too. I think like it's implied from it that if this season were about to continue, it's going to focus around Starfire, because clearly that creature is like from space, right? It's like it's like an alien, and they're probably gonna make like the 6th season about going to space or something, like it's Sonic X season 3. Gonna make a whole lot of Star Wars reference, but still, you know, like I kind of wish we had like another episode, like another Hive episode or another Brother of Evil fight trilogy that would have like a much more satisfying ending, and also would probably elaborate what Kid Flash and Jinx were doing. Yeah. Season space evolution. Yeah, probably. That can set up a nice one. Except they didn't do that. That didn't go anywhere. So this should be here. It should be in this frame here. Okay. Okay. This, I need to copy paste this one and replace this. But yeah, you know, it's like too bad. Too bad. But I did hear that the original Teen Titans was supposed to end on the 4th season. If anything, the 5th season was like their last chance to prove themselves kind of way. Which is interesting. So like if season 5 was never supposed to be like a thing that happened, that means they probably didn't intend Jinx to redeem herself until season 5 was given like a green lit, and they decided to do that, which is great. Good for them, because it actually gave her more depth as a character. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. I love your expression work. Yeah, I really like your expressions. Oops, is it the right panel? Is it the right? Oh, it is, it is. I just need to change the... Oops, I deleted it by accident. Let me just convert this channel, line. Wait, no, I need to move the hand first. Because I am lazy. I do this a lot. Just change it a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. This one too. So I'll lower the frame to make it like an impact. Okay. I have to... Oh, there's a bug. Sorry about that. I have to blow it away. Change it the downwards. Perfect. Yeah, that's what animation is. It's just repetition of doing stuff over and over. Oop, mosquito. It's died. I smacked it. There's not many mosquitoes usually, but the one time I found one, it's like irritating. Okay, now let's convert the layer so it's look a little bit more. Oops, it doesn't convert yet. Change it to vector layer. There you go. A bit thin though. Let's make it thicker. It's not thick enough. Hold on, I need to draw this part. If it's not thick enough, you can just use adjust line width and put it on thicken. There it is. It's too thick though. There it is. Yep. Just compare it. Oh, it's too thick. Maybe... Oh, just... by 1 pixel maybe. There it is. Okay. Maybe I just move it a little bit so it's not too staticky. Let me move this. It's the little details people don't care much about. There we go. There we go. Just move it to the right a little bit. Maybe like a little bit. Kill the mosquito. Yeah. It's rare to find mosquitoes here, but the one I found it's very annoying. I don't know why, but probably because the place doesn't have like water sources much. There's like a nearby dam, but it's like not too close by, literally across the street. But I guess they don't come to this specific house, not yet at least. Anyway. Okay, maybe it's just like... Okay, first. Let me just tilt it just a little bit. Yeah, it's the little things. It's the little things. The great part about vector layer is that even if you change the... or if you rotate and such, it won't get blurry. The lines won't be blurry. There it is. There we go! One bit me on the hand. Now my hand is itchy. I swear to God. I hate mosquitoes as much as the next guy. Me and my homies hate mosquitoes. Move the eyes. See? Oh, vector layer, they can never make me hate you. Haha. There's always the little things. Okay, let me clean this up. Oh, right, I forgot again to join the Flink server. Fuck. See? I get too carried away with my story. I forgot. Would it be awkward if I just join now and not say anything? Because I'm still streaming. Well, no one is really. It's like a very not active server. That's fine, honestly. If anything, a server too active indicates an unmoderated server filled with children. The last thing we ever wanted is kids. There's like this YouTuber server I just joined the other day, and it's like there's like this age section where it's like, how old are you? And it's like, you know, for server role purposes. And I can't believe they actually have the option for like as young as 13 years old. Like, why do we have 13-year-old in the server? Like, I know the server is like not like safe for work and it's like for a YouTuber, but like I don't think we should have any children here. I don't know. Like, is it a hot take? Woo! Looks at that! I like doing that. I like replaying my own animation a lot. Sometimes when I post them online, I like keep watching my own animation or reading my own comics. Because, you know, I really like how it turns out and I like how it makes people feel. That's my favorite thing about posting art online, you know? I get to see what people comment about, like, how they feel about it. And if I find some comments I dislike, I just block them. Very easy lemon squeezy. Okay, where was this? Oops. It's like a completely different frame. Oh, it's too thin. Too thin. At least you have to be with a Fling server. Good. I mean, you should, honestly. Like, I think Discord server in general should be at least 18 plus. In general. Like 13 teenager stuff, only if the person who has the server is a teenager themselves, and they shouldn't invite any adults. Maybe it's a hot take, but you know. Like, I just always find it weird that why do we allow people, like, what do you have in common with the common 13-year-old, really? Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, my friend is telling me. Ooh. Let's see, which one is good, which one is... the lines are thicker on one. Sorry, my friend just submitted like their design. They just sent me the revised design of Jing's logo because I'm commissioning him to create some name card, not name card, like a name title thingy. Like, you've seen already what my cover templates and such, and now I'm like there's one more design he hasn't finished, which is Jinx's name, you know, like a customized one. Over time, I become comfortable in non-pro server, right? Because at some point, you gotta have to think again. Like, what do you have in common with like 15-year-olds? I'm like in my mid-20s, right? So like, what am I supposed to talk about? Like, even me, I teach, right? I teach in uni. At most, those people, those kids I teach are like at least 18, maybe younger 17. But like again, you know, they're kind of mostly adults already. Even then, I don't have anything common to talk about with them. They have their own memes. Like, I don't really subscribe or like, you know. I have to visit the comic book store soon. For Aww. It's good to know that my fan art makes people check the original media it came from. I always like to hear it. But yeah, it's like very odd to me. But yeah, you know, what I'm saying is, with these servers, I just don't get it, you know, especially when the YouTuber is like an adult. Why do you allow 13-year-old in a server? Hold on. Sorry, I'm stalking with my friend right now. I can't believe he's still up at this hour. This is it's currently 1:30 a.m. on a Monday. Where is it? There it is. Oh, shit. Undo. Oops. Ah. Sorry. There's like the autocorrect is pissing me off. Hold on. I don't want to like misconstrue. Sorry, I'm talking to my friend. Okay. Alright. Where was I? Sorry, I was talking with a friend. Because I commissioned him to create logos for me. Like, I'm very super dedicated about this, by the way. If only, you know, like, God nerfed me by giving me a 9-to-5 job. You feel me? Like, if I got stable income just from home, just doing this, trust me, you will never see me outside anymore. I'm just dedicating my life to this. That's how real I am. Ah, great. The water part is like leaking. Sorry, give me a moment. There's like this desk air conditioning that I have that uses water so it cools itself. And sometimes there's like too much water, it overleaks. Anyway. Oh yeah, the server. Fuck, I keep forgetting shit. Okay. Because I really want to like start drawing fan arts the moment I'm done with my friend. The moment my friend is done with the design, with the logo design, I really want to like create like Kid Flash and Jinx fan art using the logos they design. Yep. Where's the server again? Oh, I almost choked myself. Sorry. Whew. Alright. I'll just join through my mobile. My phone. My phone. You don't see it on the screen. But yeah, you know, all in all, Hoyoverse has been using generative AI for years. They created their own technology, and again, now that with the news out, you know, they're like clear about it because they're already like invest so much about it, and finally they're open about it. They used to be more secretive and sneaky about it, at least overseas. They openly they openly promote it and endorse it in Chinese social media. Like, don't get it twisted, people in China are against it also. They're also anti-AI and stuff, but because the corporation and stuff, they move way faster there. At least this is according to a friend of mine who lives there. They said something like how apparently it's like they when you like call off cancel a company over it, another 15 company comes out of the woodwork saying they also use AI. So it's like very like it's like a futile battle. So they don't really like have like how in like overseas on United States and such, like when you use AI you can just make fun of it and then the company is like ashamed enough they stop doing it. Oh, not with like Chinese company. Like they're kind of like work like they have these board meetings of like multiple company owners and they kind of agree on one thing, and so when one publish their plan, like similar plan of using AI and such, the others would too. So it's really hard to like get them to stop because I already invest a lot, and also it's multiple companies appearing at once using them. So it's you know, very infuriating. They would have these company meetings. Like it's not just Hoyoverse, it's like literally Hoyoverse, and then there's like other video game company over there. That's why there's like this thing where why does it seem like every company is doing it now? Because they had a meeting, they meet behind the scene and they have an agreement to do that, you know, like, oh, we can just do it together, you know. There's still competitions, but in the sense that they're making it there's still competition, but in a sense that they're making it, what's the word, you know, a way that gets more people, kind of like a different way of getting more people, but they're using the same similar tactic with each other. I'm using my this. Should I say hello when I join, or should I just leave it? I don't know. It would be very kind of awkward. I'm gonna join the server now. Okay. I have a Discord server. Usually, I don't. Initially, this server, I mean, this channel, no, this account was supposedly just for work, but you know, at the time when I was making this new account, there wasn't any like switch account function for it yet, for Discord, that is. So I kind of had a like it's like a tedious work to just having to log in and remember password for the other one, and I stopped bothering. I was like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna keep it like that. And then immediately, like a couple of months later, they have the switch account function, and I just don't feel like using the old one anymore because like it's an older account, but it like carries so many bad memories. Like, you know, it kind of screw you over when like after using that account for so long. Like some people you initially defended apparently is a horrible person, like outed as a horrible person or hang out with, and then there's like other stuff. Like, what a mess. Oops, wrong layer. Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong layer. Ugh. But yeah, how long have I been streaming again? I'm probably gonna stop in like 15 minutes because it's almost 2 a.m. and I need to sleep. Lacking sleep makes me all cranky. My students have been like, apparently I've been hearing complaints about from my students that I've been like very picky of their assignments and how I grade them recently. What do we have? Why do we have that layer? Which layer? This is forging's layer. So you know, if we separate the layers, I don't accidentally delete Kid Flash's hands like that, because this is a different layer. It's a little curved. Okay, like copy paste this, change it. Copy paste this. Change it. I'm just gonna redraw this later. I'll complete the reference. Oh, you were talking about. Oh. Emperor's New Groove. Why do we have that layer? Rest in peace, Eartha Kitt. A cat woman. Oops. Okay. Where was I? I'll just say hello tomorrow, like in the morning. But yeah, where was I? Okay. But yeah, you know, that's my woes in regards to Hoyoverse. Also, you know, if you ask a question on Tumblr, please don't mind the fact that I reply way too long. It took forever for me to reply and stuff because I type very slow and I overthink a lot. So like sometimes something that should be like a very simple thing, I made it like a whole paragraph of things. And it's very like, how do you say it, like it feels like when you're drawing, like it feels like when you're like writing, I mean when you're writing it's like so tiring already, like it's tiring to like it's like being in a conversation with someone, with your coworkers for like straight 10 minutes, you know, like it's that tiring. I'm not saying that you can't message me. If anything, I love getting inboxes. I really do. Just that whenever I answer them, it feels like like that. I'll go back and find my pace. Like after replying. Yeah. It's different with me. It's like more like, imagine talking to a coworker, you know, at work, and you can feel like you're tired, like you feel tired just talking to them because you have little to no, perhaps you have little to no similarities. You don't know what you're talking about. Like it's like so your social battery is like draining when you talk to them. That's what it feels like to me replying to anything. Like typing. Not in like me talking right now, no. If anything, talking is easier. It's just when I'm typing, it feels like that. When I'm typing, it's like talking to your coworker for the next 10 minutes and having nothing in common. So it's like, it's draining your social battery. Me, but like I'm typing. It doesn't, like, it's not a bad thing, unless, like, unlike talking to a coworker, it's not a bad thing. I love reading inboxes, I love reading comments and such. I really do. But when I reply in, like, typing, it feels that way. It feels taxing for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I feel all the emotions, but at the same time, it's like so tiring. But like, yeah, so that's why I usually take a whole day for me to reply to things. Except that one person who asked about me rating Teen Titans seasons, because I haven't rewatched the whole seasons yet. I only rewatched some episodes that I think is relevant to my story. So I can't really rate that yet, and I'm keeping that inbox still in there. I haven't answered it yet. I can't rate the seasons yet, whichever I like more. I would say, disappointingly, even if it has flinks, season 5 probably like a little bit low, because it's not because I hated it. It's just, again, it ended on a cliffhanger. The animation quality is somehow even more lackluster than the previous seasons, and the previous seasons had lots of errors too. But it's like, you can tell it's like some poor animators in Korea probably animated this and only given like, I don't know, a 2 weeks deadline per like minute or something. Like, it's so rushed. There's so many animation errors. Like Jinx's overcoat, whatever it's called, is like accidentally being painted black multiple times, and you know, Kid Flash's hands is like very visibly clipped through because it's drawn in a different layer. And that's like speed episode, and it's like a close-up too, so it's like that bad, you know. Usually when it's a close-up shot, they usually pay more attention to it, but nope, they kind of stopped caring, I think, at some point in production. And animation-wise, that is different from writers. But oh my god, I'm still so hung up upon the final episode of season 5 was Titans Together. It was, but some stuff happened and they had to change it, and now it's like, oh, it's only 2 episodes for Titans Together, and then the last one is about Terra again, which sucks. Like, I'm not saying that the Terra fans can have closure to know that Terra is alive, good for them, but also, like, we already crossed this bridge already, we don't need to retread it again. Like, come on. Her being encased in like stone is already vague enough, I think. It doesn't need like further confirmations she's still alive, I don't think. You can just follow it up in the comics or something. But it's like so annoying. We could have had a second Kid Flash and Jinx episode. Oh my god, it just pissed me off. I always really hated that legality, weird DC legality things. Like, oh, certain characters can't appear because there's like legal reasons. Like, you're not even doing shit with these characters. Just pissed me off a bit. You know, like one of the very reason why Wonder Girl like, um, the first Wonder Girl, not Cassie, Donna. Uh, the first Wonder Girl didn't appear in the cartoon because of those legal stuff. She only has like a cameo or something, but she doesn't appear as a character, even though she initially was supposed to. Honestly, that other episode could have been about her too, but again, because of the legal stuff. And the reason Batgirl came first, yeah, because of the whole thing. It's like so stupid. Like, it's not like they're doing anything with them at the time. Especially not Wonder Girl, not Casey, Donna. They barely do anything with Donna because there's this weird rule that apparently only Wonder Woman can be the main character of her whole thing. And no wonder she's like so unpopular. Like, you don't even let her, sidekick at the time. Didn't even let it happen, give her a chance. I think they don't really I don't know how it happened in the Young Justice, but at the time before that, they flat out don't allow it because Wonder Woman isn't a character. Yeah, no thank you. Like, that sucks. She has to be among the main characters, or else nah. Nah. Other affiliate characters to Wonder Woman can appear because of that, which sucks. Thankfully, she appears in the comics, but still, like, that's too bad. You could have had Avengers before Avengers, and yet here we are. Oops. Okay. Oh, smudge tool. I mean, liquefy. What would I do without you? Next week should be like there should be like a long day off next week. Maybe I can stream for longer. Okay. Sometime it bugs like that. Clef's likes to do that a lot. How you fix it is by moving the frames by 1 or something, and then the preview would be fixed. I really like this resurgence of like you know 2000s inspired pop songs clearly created by Gen Z, like, people my age. I really like the resurgence of that. Like, it feels so nostalgic. The band that I followed that has this genre is called After, and I really like their music. It sounds like something out of like the early 2000s, like the type of music that would play in like MTV or something. I really liked it. Okay. Copy. Should be. Let me see. Okay, that's the ice. The real reason, yeah. Honor watching. Why was it times? I imagine Madame Roach was talking Donald and nobody 101. That's funny. I mean, that would be very funny. Though I think Madame Roach was like tracking other Titans at the time. Madame Rouge, I mean. I think she was like tracking someone else. But yeah, could have been something. Oh, or maybe it's not Madame Rouge. Maybe it was Phobia. Like Phobia, I'm pretty sure was like a Wonder Woman villain at some point, right? Like, what if Phobia tried, you know? But again, they're in Amazon. Like, you can't really go there. It's like it's an unfair fight. It probably just whatever, forget it. Or perhaps they try to lure Donna out, but you know, according to the comic, found Casey instead. No, the thing is, if you're reading the comic, Casey is just not a thing yet. She's not a Wonder Girl yet. She's only a Wonder Girl in the last 2 issue of the Teen Titans 2003 comic. Even then, the origin story is different. She has powers from using like literally stealing the gauntlet of her mom's. Like, her mom is like this, I don't know, she found these relics that's supposedly giving you Amazonian powers or something, I forgot. And she has this like shoes with like wings on it, kind of like Hermes, and then she has this gauntlet on her right arm to give her superpowers. And she basically literally appeared in Amazon just to like claim I'm the better Wonder Girl, like unlike you, Donna, who wastes her time with Titans. I would like to like actually be a sidekick to Wonder Woman and actually would help her out, you know, basically claiming her place as the better Wonder Girl even though nobody knows who she is. That's her origin story in the original in the cartoon. So it's like very different. She's like an entitled younger girl in pigtails who thinks she's a better Wonder Girl because she's like a Wonder Woman fan. So yeah, so in the comic, issue 20, not 20. It was 20, I think. Issue 20, no, not 20, 34, 30, 37, I think. I forgot. Basically around the issue where Donna Wonder Girl debuted, she admitted to Robin that the reason why she couldn't come during the big Brotherhood of Evil thing was because her mom doesn't allow her to leave the island. So I can imagine like maybe perhaps, you know, Wonder Girl was called and she wanted to go until like maybe her mom told her, no, you can't leave, no, we don't allow you to be in a man's world or something, because that's what she said in the comic until she was allowed to go to leave. So yeah, she was like she was stuck in the island during the whole thing, and that's why she didn't come. That's the explanation they gave in the comic, in the sequel comic. And she only came by later when all the girls, perhaps it's like initially the reason why she even came is because of an emergency, because every Titan girls are being kidnapped and planned to be what's the word? Every Titan girls are kidnapped and planned to be like trafficked by Blackfire to like the highest bidder or something. Like, she's looking for powerful women for girls, Titan girls, and then to sell them to other planets, which is trafficking, you know, for experiments, which is crazy. I still don't get how she has fans. I'm like, the thing is with Blackfire that kind of pissed me off, and I just know some people are just tourists. They don't know anything about her, at least 2003 version. They just like her because her debut is in the literal second episode of the whole show, and she's like this. Oh, she's like a bad girl, Starfire. No, she traffics. she traffics girls. Dude, I know. Like, like it got so bad that even Starfire disowned her in the comic. I'm not saying you can't stand villains. 100% do that. I like Mad Mod. I like Mumbo, but these people who are supposed fans of her doesn't know that side of her. She did that to her own sister. Yeah, she also did that to other girl titans. She tried to, at least until the boys came in and saved them. Also, Cyborg was also in that mix, by the way. Like, oh, you know, a half robot man. Maybe we can sell him too. So Cyborg was also captured in that issue. I forgot what issue it was. It was on 30 something, 37, I think. But yeah, she did attempt to do that, and it's not just Starfire; it's other Titan girls. Which is what, like, you know, I redrew a panel of Kid Flash reaching out because Jinx was taken away by aliens to be trafficked, which is insane. You know, like the implication is, it's not even an implication. She said it to us in the comic, like, oh, we're just gonna sell the powerful girl titans for experiments for our highest bidder. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, sure, stand villains, do that, but most of the supposed fans of her, the 2003 version, doesn't know that side of her. They just think she's like the bitchy sister. She's more than that. She's just kind of super evil. I'm not surprised if their brother is in the same predicament, and that's why he's missing. Because in the comic, I think it was issue 45, or I think. Oh no, 45 is like the Cyborg and Beast Boy one. I think it was 46 or 47. I forgot, around those issues. It was or it was revealed eventually that Wildfire isn't actually Wildfire. It was Madame Rouge in a disguise, pretending to be Wildfire, and Starfire was devastated because she thinks that's like, oh, that's her last remaining blood relative, you know, like her brother, her little brother. And it's apparently not, it's just Madame Rouge. But how did Madame Rouge know what her brother would look like years later? Blackfire knew, apparently. So, you know, there's like implication there. So the last person to ever see their brother, their little brother, is Blackfire. What the hell did she do to him? And the comic ended on like a cliffhanger, like, I'm gonna find my brother, and that never went anywhere. In my AU, I would imagine there's like a space adventure happening eventually, and this is an arc centering on Starfire because she doesn't have one in the original show, so perhaps I can like give her some justice here. Basically, they would go to visit some whatever and have some diplomatic nightmare like they did in like Betrothed, I think, was it called, the episode where Starfire was married to some alien. But instead of like marriage politics, it's like other stuff politics, you know? Like, oh, Wildfire is stuck in this other planet, and there's like some weird government diplomatic stuff that Blackfire involved him in, and it's really hard to retrieve him back home or something. I don't know, I didn't think that far yet, but yeah, that would reveal like where Wildfire has been. Nice little host they do. Exactly. Like, whatever. You can stand villains. I'm just kind of irritated because they like them because of like just the visuals of it, you know? It's like being a fan of Harley Quinn but only knowing the Suicide Squad version of her. Like, no, she's kind of more than that, you know? That's why, like, I you know, I really don't like using this word, but again, they're like a bunch of tourists. You only watch this literally episode 2 of the entire 5-season show, and you claim her to be a favorite? Have you watched Betrothed when she, like, again, sold her own sister off to a marriage? Or have you watched Go, which is like the season 5 episode showing like the origin story of them and Starfire like trying to escape from being sold off by her own sister. Like, come on, dude. Or the comic, again. Blackfire attempting to sell off Titan girls to the highest bidder for experiments. Great. Like, at least own up to the fact that she's insane. Like, she's a heartless woman. And if you like her still because of that, good for you. At least you're a true villain stan. Unlike some people who only see her as like, oh, she's like Starfire, but she's like a bad girl. She's like, oh, she's a rebel. No, dude, she's just awful. I think it's the same thing with other characters like that. Like, she has a friend for committing crimes she committed. Yeah. But, you know, like, compare that to, again, stealing women for experiments in other planets. It's, like, not that bad. Like, oh, you know. She tried to get her sister jailed multiple times. And it's just sad, at least in episode 2. It's like Starfire, despite that, still view her as family. In which this characterization would be flanderized in like Teen Titans Go and stuff, and now they kind of depict her being just Blackfire's doormat or something. Meanwhile in the comics, she kind of already, like, at least in the Wildfire comic, she's already disowned her own sister because she doesn't view her as family anymore. She, like, I think she said something like, you know, I'm gonna find Wildfire because he's the only family I have left, you know, just straight up just disown her as a sister. Which is, thank fucking god, finally! Oh shit, wrong layer. Damn it. Okay, never mind. It wasn't a long layer, but still. But yeah, you know. I kind of wish they have the scenario more dramatic and dire in the comic, but then again, I can't fault them much because they were only given like 20 pages to tell the story. And yeah, most of the comic pages, they're only like 20 pages. So it's like, oh, you have to like explain everything, you have to like finish them all in one bow with no continuation because they're all one-shots. They're all 20 pages one-shot instead of like a 20-page continuation, story continuation. So the comic is like that. It's like every issue is like a completely new story, but there is some consistency in the plot that lead up to that point. For example, like the whole, you know, Jinx is dating Kid Flash, and this has been established as per issue 34. And afterwards, when Kid Flash show up, at least like as part of the cast, there's Jinx because, you know, they're dating now. So it's like there's consistency like that, but the story are different in each issues. Usually with like 20 pages comic, you know, like every issue 20 pages and such, one won't have too much problem because, oh, we can just, you know, there's still like the next issue will explain more on this stuff, you know, like tune in for the next episode or tune in for the next issue, something like that. The thing with Teen Titans 3 comic is like each issue is like a one shot, like kind of a bit like the Powerpuff Girls comic or the My Little Pony comic, where it's like literally just every issue is like a completely different story, and they're only given like 20 pages to flesh everything out. So it's like a little disappointing. So some story feels like they're rushed, is what I'm saying. I just in terms of IG, I'm glad that people are starting to realize about Kid Flash and Jinx more. I really am. Like, I'm very happy, and at the same time, I'm still getting some tourists. I really hate doing that word. There's some people who only watch Times Go and think, wait a minute, what about Cyborg? I really do not want to like make a whole new post just showcasing that one comic issue where it's implied Cyborg was two-timing Sarah with Jinx. I really do not like that. Like, it makes him look bad. Like, he's a teenager still, you know, a confused teenager, but still. Like, in the Teen Titans 03 comic, he kind of is a jerk to both girls. He's like... Like, I really don't want to bring it up. Because it will make him look bad, and I do not want that, you know? Even if characters did bad things, I don't demonize them. It just shows that, oh yeah, they're like... They have flaws. Okay. Nice. Okay, I just need to like change the angle a little bit. Oh, thank fucking god for liquefy. I really want to make like a smoothing it down. Give me a moment. So anyway, how I deal with those people nowadays is the moment someone asks about it, I just block them. Like, my comment has never been more peaceful since, because the great part about IG, and I guess Facebook in general, is that if you block an account, it will automatically block other accounts, like other accounts this person made, like with this same email. Because you can do that. You can create multiple accounts in one email, at least on IG and Facebook. And, you know, so even if you block this person and they try to switch accounts, they can't see your account at all. Basically, it's kind of like how Tumblr used to be, like blocking IP address and such. It's a bit like that. So like my comment section has been very peaceful because I block many people, like so many LARPers, not LARPers, like tourists, so many tourists that doesn't know anything about the 2003 version and doesn't even care enough to know about it, and but acting like they know stuff, or stuff, people that make unfunny jokes. I just block them. And it's like peaceful now. I really appreciate that. Hello, welcome back, Lapin, Moon. Don't worry if you like you need to go or anything, because you know it's a special day. Like really like totally since Novi is like a cute dragon, just a opinion. No, I don't. I'm sorry. No, it's not that I hate the character. I just don't like Fontaine as a whole. I'm sorry. Like you know, like I don't like the nation. I like Tartali and only Tartali, and it's just Tartali and no one else. I don't like its copycats. I just like Tartali, the OG. I'm not saying that you can't like the other ones. It's just a me thing. That's why I never draw Puyo. I never draw New Vylet together ever, because I don't really, you know. I'm just not a big fan of Fontaine as a whole. Because I was there when they retconned the story, and I know it was retconned because I have screenshots of what Fontaine used to be before they changed the story to make it more presentable. Well, I don't like the nation. Sounds really funny. French be like, no, but like unironically, yeah. You know, like for being such a I don't know. I also dislike Natlan. Yeah, everybody dislike Natlan. Me and my homies dislike Natlan. We all hate them. Don't worry about it. I just personally am not a big fan of Fontaine because the ideology it has, it's like very pro-cop. Like, it's very pro-police. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I know it's like fictional police and stuff, but I don't know. It's just very odd, very weird, personally. Because, remember, in the plot, like, oh, they're just following what the machine judge GPT says, you know, oh, this person is guilty, this person is not. And then like when confronted about it, they're trying to make you feel sad for the police. Oh, we don't know, we're just following orders from a machine you can just ignore. And we're just gonna keep people being in jail even if they're kids. Like, it's very weird as a concept, very odd. Sometimes because of the child and arrest child. No, it's not just that. I don't mind him being arrested because, frankly, should have been shown more. I just don't like how it's seen as a good thing. You know, like the whole prison thing being a good thing. If you remember one of the quests, literally Paimon is made to say to her face, actually, guys, prison isn't that bad. You know, like prison isn't that bad actually. Look, the people are nice. Like, what the hell? This game is 13 plus. Like, what message are you trying to say to your kid audience? Like, oh, you know, the prison isn't bad because they give their prisoners food. Yeah, once a day. The bare minimum? And the ceiling. Yeah, exactly. That's an actual fucking quote, by the way. The whole prison isn't too bad, and like, at least they got food because Rio fought for it. Fought for being fed? Hello? What a weird what a weird framing. Yeah, you're welcome. Like, no offense to people who like them, of course. You can like them. I just, because I used to really pay attention to the world building, it was kind of weird. Especially since the previous nations, like, you know, Mondstadt and Liyue, and, you know, at most Inazuma, but Inazuma is like, they're self-aware about it because they're ninjas, there's like stuff. But Fontaine feels like they're unaware of how fucked up they sound, you know? Like, they feel like, oh, it's like a good thing. People live in the sewers, that's a good thing. And that's the thing, they never addressed it, by the way. Why do people live in sewers? They never addressed that. Like, it's supposed to be like, oh, you know, like, Fontaine is not what they seem. Fontaine is not what they seem. It's like, oh, you probably only see, like, the good things, but you don't know the bad things. But they never commit to it because they don't want to frame as if Fontaine is, like, look bad, you know? So they always show the good parts of it, or they just excuse the bad things. Oh, those people who live in sewers, they are mostly criminals. So, like, we shouldn't care much about them. But here's the thing, you know, if we're looking at it from a very realistic standpoint, why do people become criminals? Almost as if there's economical problems or something. There's like an economic problem. People are poor. They're looking for money. And they're desperate, and that's why they become criminals. Oh, I wonder. Maybe Paimon comes from Mexico. With temper, is drunk. Prison part. Like, there's people who try to get arrested on purpose because they can't afford dinner. Oh, that's very interesting. Maybe, who knows? The design is good. Yeah, because the characters are designed without, you know, the people who work on the design and the people who work on the lore are two different teams. People draw the design, and then, like, those designs are like, okay, the people at Hoyo HQ accepts it, you know, like the upper ups. Oh yeah, this looks good. And then when the design is finalized, they give it to the people who give it lore. The two different teams. So the design can be good and the lore can be weird and not make any sense. It's because of that. Because they kind of don't communicate with each other. The people who design and the people who write lore. Woo! Nice! The lore ruined it. Yeah! I think they're trying to be deep with it, but they don't want to take that extra mile. I personally would have accepted Fontaine more if they're self-aware about it. Like, yeah, you know, the law is kind of BS. You know, the law is kind of BS. We know. and the law is not perfect or whatever, but they never really address that at all. They never really like own up to that. So like New Vylet is seen as this person who is always right or is entirely blameless when he could have done something. He could have stopped Navia's dad being killed. What stopped him? Nothing, right? There's nothing stopping him. Like the what? The machine, the judge GPT, I call it, because he doesn't judge. New Vylet doesn't judge. He just initially he just like asked the machine, is he guilty or not? And like there is no strong lore of which why he doesn't choose to step in, other than the horrible implication that is he doesn't give a goddamn about humans until someone who is a human and so happened to be his friend got like unfairly accused or something, like, which is it doesn't really serve him well as a character either. Oops. Ooh, okay. Oh shit, let me just clean that up. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty. Trusting AI is not a good idea. I was like, yeah, I'll judge you on my own now. Why did you stop from the start? Exactly! Like, if you remember the whole plot again, like, you play the whole thing, they never really tell us what's stopping New Vylet from, like, not letting stuff happen. At most, you can just, at most you can excuse it, oh, because he doesn't care about humans at the time. Which... well, that's not that long ago. Not Navia is already alive. So that's only like a couple of decades ago, like a decade or two ago. And that's kind of contradicting the story quest he has, because I pay attention to this thing. And he has like this friend who is a Melusine who died unfairly because of prejudice, but he also have a human friend who he's also befriended and stuff. And apparently, that's like hundreds of years ago. So, when did he start caring about humans? Was it like hundreds of years ago, or was it like literally just 10 years ago? When he saw Navia's dad died unfairly or something. Like, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I still believe that Navia shouldn't forgive him so easily. Because New Vylet could have stopped that. He wasn't like tied to the machine, like, oh, if he doesn't follow what the machine says, he's gonna be killed, he's gonna die. No, there wasn't any incentive of that. There's no pressure of him standing there and crying about it. Like, why do you, like, okay, just because followers take you in means you have to follow what she says? No, right? There's no rules about that. So why not do anything? You being a bystander means, trolley problem. You being a bystander, even if you're not doing anything, means you're still kind of as bad, as pulling the lever. I was an adult when I proud of it. So yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Like, I would imagine maybe she's like 18, so it's like, oh, okay, about like 5, 6, 7 years ago. So it's like, there's like lots of plot holes. Compare that to, Mondstadt's lore. Liyue's lore, like, it's very solid. Like, no notes, like, there's like legends, there's like stuff happening, like, it's very consistent. And even from back then to now, like, you don't have any like big questions about it. At most about Mondstadt is like, who are the witches, which is like, it doesn't affect Mondstadt at all. Even without the witches, Mondstadt is still a thing. Same with like Liyue. Liyue is also very solid, like, there's like this adepti, there's like these how their magic, how their powers, the adeptal powers somewhat inspires the Inazuma version, because Inazuma, people of Inazuma learn the arts of adepti in Liyue, and it makes sense. And then in Inazuma they have their own version of the arts, like, oh, they can shapeshift, but like it's an illusion or something, like very, very, like, it's still on theme. And then Fontaine happened. And then it get even worse with Nutland. There's even more holes for that one. Like I think by Fontaine they kind of stopped caring about world building anymore. They just care about how the scenes are emotional enough for people to clip with, you know, like they used to like want focus more on like the world building and all, until one day they just kind of, at least I think it's by Fontaine, they change tactic and make it more, oh actually we're gonna make it more like focus on the characters, less so of the world, basically. Like so they just gonna spoon feed the players everything and how they should perceive things instead of letting them explore and form their own theories. That's why there's barely any discussion about, you know, not cry, because they already told us everything in the game. They don't let us speculate anymore. Oof. It's a little bit too long. You know, okay. So anyway, yeah, at some point, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I kind of stopped playing Genshin. Because, you know, I care too much about the world building that I start to notice, wait a minute, this is not what established. Did they change it? Like, they recontextualize a lot of things that used to be interesting, and now it's like boring. And kind of don't bother with the lore anymore, and I just stopped bothering. Like, I still draw fan arts for them, but I just won't engage with the game anymore because of that. Because what kept me going is like making up theories, piecing stuff together. Of course. They're kind of focusing more on the games they have, right? They do! Yes! You're right. Stop playing Benilio because I searched out challenge together. I love them since. Me too. Honestly, what got me to Genshin was Challenge Zhongli, and I can't believe, you know, they kind of forsaken that origin. Like, that is part of the Genshin history right there, but they just try to bury them. Because you have noticed, right? Like, I'm pretty sure everyone noticed. Like, all characters, all obviously corporate paired guys, you see them together all the time in the respective regions. Just not Challenge Zhongli for some reason. Which is weird because, again, Hoyoverse is like one of the most chronically online company on the planet. So you would think they would use this as an opportunity to boost sales, but they don't. Okay. But yeah, they've been focusing on other games that are less successful, by the way. But all the fundings from Genshin goes there. Like, you know, especially with like Zenless Zone Zero, which is like super disappointing nowadays. Like, I used to really like the visuals of that game. I thought finally they catered to like a whole new audience, and then they caved in and make it like another waifu gacha game, which wasn't what they initially advertised, by the way. I was there when they were having that crazy marketing tactic in which they hired like local gravity artists to create fan arts on walls for Zenless Zone Zero. I remember that. I was there. And apparently that game now strays far from that urban streets style, and it's back to being sci-fi waifu collection again. We're getting another one. We're getting another Honkai Star Rail with this one. But yeah, at some point I quit Zenless Zone Zero. I kind of quit Hoyo games in general. Again, because the lore doesn't respect me anymore. And then I also have a job, so I don't have time. Now I dedicate my free time to draw. The remaining free time I have. Um. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was checking my online, but yeah, again, yeah, that's how it is with Hoyoverse nowadays. Like, I still have some fan arts. I think I haven't posted yet. That was posted on Twitter years ago, and I haven't posted them on YouTube yet. Because I used to make, like, because I was unemployed when I was in college. I have lots of time to make fan arts, and at the time, I was yeah, I made like lots of loop GIF animations for Tartali, and I haven't posted them on YouTube yet. Those are stuff for like Twitter. Maybe if I can find like the source or what have you, I can post them here as shorts or something. Yeah, for archival purposes, because Twitter is kinda unlike Tumblr or IG, where if you post it from like if you post one post for that day, that same day that post is also will be forgotten. You know, like, okay, you got your 5 likes, it won't appear on anyone's feed ever again. Hello again. Follow you on Twitter for years now. Oh yeah, sorry I haven't been active, by the way. I just haven't really opened Twitter a lot at all, actually. I only opened the Sonic one just to see how my friends are doing, and that's about it. I don't check on the Tartali one yet. I haven't for a while because well, there's not much going on, which is good, you know, in a sense, because we used to get into so much drama for no reason back in like the 2020s, early 2020s, like 2022, 2023, 2024. We got into so many controversies, like, ugh, it was so draining. It's okay, it's okay. I promise, if like, oh man, if I have a whole day just sitting at home drawing, I would create something like animation for all of my fandoms. But I have work, I have 9 to 5 job, and it's very hard to manage time. Thankfully, I have like a day off. I think next week there's like a holiday. It's a religious holiday, Christian religious holiday. I think it was yeah, like 2 days off. So it's like a long weekend. So maybe I can just use that to draw a lot. But yeah, you know. You know how my I have this like thing where I just really like making AUs of stuff that I like, and I'm super duper like very, in a sense, close to canon with it, like following the source material and such. I actually have one for Genshin as well. So in like Teen Titans, it's like it's 8 for Muslims. Oh no, it's not. I don't think it's not. No, it's not. It's not 8. 8 happened like a couple months ago, I think. Was it? No, next week it's like a different one. Oh, it's like Ascension Day. It's for Christians. No. I think another 8 we have this year would be Eid al-Adha, which is later the other week. So it's next week, and then the next 2 weeks is Eid al-Adha. So this month has lots of like national holiday, not national, like religious holidays. Next week is like Christians, and then the next 2 weeks it's gonna be Eid al-Adha, which is for Muslims. Eid al-Adha is for on like the 20 something May. Meanwhile, the Ascension for Christian, it's gonna be next week. And yes, the next week is the big one. Yeah, yeah. So like yeah, thankful it just so happened to happen on like like near weekends, so I can have like a long weekend. Maybe I can stream on those days, have it a long stream, because usually, you know, I calculated it, but I think the average time I finish an art, no matter what it is, like whether it's animation, whether it's like a drawing, like animation is colorless, but still animation, whether it's a drawing or a comic, the average time I finish them is like 4 hours. So perhaps I can like have like a longer stream for like 6 hours or so. And you can get to see me finish stuff from start to finish. Maybe. Let's see how it goes. Happy holidays. Yeah, happy holidays for you too. Early holidays. It hasn't happened yet. But yeah, again, you know how I have like different series and ideas for fandoms that I am in. I'm currently drawing like for Flinks, which is like Jinx and Kid Flash from Teen Titans, the original cartoon show. I have my own series with them, the Teen Titans Side B series. And there's also another ship that I have in Sonic fandom, which is Silver and Blaze. And their series is called like the Silver and Blaze Multiverse series. And then there is the Genshin one that I kind of stopped. I haven't started yet, and I haven't really have like a concrete idea. It was called Allogenes, I think is how you spell it, like Genshin in English. Like Genshin was like a Yunshin, right? Yunshin, and that's the Chinese version. But in the English, it's like Genshin, and apparently it's like a shortened version of Allogenes or something like that. Allogenes, whatever. Whether those, and that's what it's called. Basically, it is vanilla Genshin before they add some bullshit that is Natlan or the modern Fontaine. Basically, it's like early Genshin, like 2020 2021 Genshin era, where everything is still mysterious, and Fontaine is still the same as it was about energy resource, and Natlan is still a nation of war and not whatever it is now. There is no North Cry. Like literally vanilla Genshin, like Genshin that you knew way back in 2022. But I haven't really started on that yet. Don't go hard on yourself. Yeah, thank you. I really need the advice now again, because I'm always too ambitious with these projects that I never got to finish them entirely at times. I think it's too low. I love this. Thank you. But I'm serious, like if I were given the choice to have some like stable income, just be drawing stuff, I would take it any other day rather than anything else. Like, you will not see me outside anymore. Because I would spend the rest of my life like finishing these projects. Okay. Alright. Whoa. Oh, the other hand, I forgot. Ah, wrong layer. So the other day, I teach in university, right? And this year, I mean, this semester has been kind of rough for me. As in, like, they give me new responsibilities to take care of, and I'm having trouble managing them because I'm bad at time management. And you know, apparently it's gotten so noticeable because I look tired all the time. And I got some complaints about from a student of mine that said that I'm too picky because you know I teach like design and art and stuff, and of course you can't like accept them just like that. There has to be like you know, revisions and stuff. And I'm always picky about like, oh, this is a bit too dirty, you need to redraw it again, etc, etc. And apparently that's a bad thing, even though, you know, I don't want to accept stuff that you don't put your effort into. But yeah, it's been apparently me being cranky is getting too obvious. It went well last semester because I was being very easy on them, as in, okay, you know, this is kind of messy, but I'll give you like an okay score. But now this semester I was like, no, actually you have to redraw this because it's too dirty. I don't like it if it's dirty. And also they said like, oh, the things that I teach isn't very effective. And here's the thing, the class that I taught this semester, it's like most of them literally just you saw like a reference and you redraw it, and that's how you draw. That's how I draw. You know, like it's very hard to teach from scratch because to me the best way to learn to draw is by redrawing what you see. This isn't something that you can like you know, give tutorials about, to me, in my opinion. Like if you're given a tutorial about how to draw a horse and you never or barely ever draw a horse, it won't look like a horse. You have to see it for yourself what the horse look like. So it's very hard to come up with a way to teach them this kind of new thing. Third animation, I'm trying not to lose my mind. Good luck! Good luck, good luck. It's for your own good. I promise it's for your own good. Because, you know, when you step into the industry, it's gonna be way worse. Oh, I like it. I'm not gonna clean it up, by the way. I'm just gonna, like, whatever. Draw for the final exam. Yes, you have to draw a horse. That is the current assignment I'm assigning my students. Drawing a horse. And that's not even the final exam. The final one would be drawing an environment. Like a whole environment. With the third perspective. No. With a 2-point perspective. But the thing is, I don't know, it's very hard to teach if you don't practice at home, you know, like drawing and stuff. You can't just like practice only in class. If you want to get good fast, you have to practice at home. At least today I'm gonna draw hands. I'm gonna fill a page with just hand drawing. And how do I learn how to draw hands? By keep looking at pictures of hands and then you keep drawing them. If you keep doing that consistently for the next 2 weeks, you can draw hands without needing to look at a reference. This is something that this is like a technique I personally have when I'm learning a different art style. If one day I have like this, there's this one show or something that I really like the art style of, give me 2 weeks of drawing them. I will be able to draw them then after that. Like, I guess that's how I learn a different art style without needing the reference of. Yeah, it's the illusion of it, you know. And just to copy this frame. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a different layer for some reason. What was I thinking? Do you think Ferb squad because we need— What? No! No, he doesn't! Next question. It was traumatic for me because I gave it to the professor. And it was like, there's something wrong. I think you need to fix this part and erase it and start drawing. It was okay. And I think this is other part and get rid of it. Your work is unfinished. Oh my god. That sounds like something I would do though. You were the one erasing my work. I won't like erase it. I would just erase and redraw over it. Or at least I wouldn't erase it, I would just draw the correct lines. And then they can just like follow that line that I drew for them. I only give minimum grades if they don't— if the paper they give me is dirty. Because they do that a lot, you know? At least my students do that a lot. And I already told them in our very first class, I don't like dirty papers. Either you make it clean, or like you don't, like, you know how it is when you're drawing with charcoal or drawing with like pencil and stuff. And sometimes it smears, right? Sometimes it smears. Sometimes, you know, they rip the paper off the sketchbook and it's like uneven on the edge. I don't like those. Those are like, because it affects the quality of the art. To get out until I figure out what I did wrong. Or if anything, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I am not that cruel. Like, he couldn't say what was wrong with the drawing, he just destroyed. Exactly! I think this is something that happens in public college, you know? Public campuses. I teach in a private campus, so it's like a little different the way we treat students, that is. But apparently I'm kind of like considered, probably I'm kind of considered like not good. At least this semester I'm not. But that's because I chose to not be. Because if I just give them easy grades all the time, they're just gonna underestimate me as a teacher. Oh, you know, it's very easy to get grades, good grades in Matcha's class. Like, you know, that's not good. Like, you have to try hard, you know, as in because that's what I did last semester. Like, as in, I let them I pitied them. But now this semester I'm like more critical with them. Eternal Hall Force. Just a short fuse. Yeah. This I was wrong at all. Yeah. I don't do that though. Usually with me, how I point out the mistakes is that I always ask them for the reference image that they're using. I always ask for reference image. Where did you get this horse from? Where's the reference image? And then they show it to me. And then I show the art, what they draw and the reference image. Do they look alike? Do you notice the difference between your art and this photo? And I will ask them to point it out. Oh, the nose is too long. Oh, the legs are too stiff. It's too straight, you know, like horses' legs are more bent like that. And what else, you know, I always point out, oh, maybe like the eyes are too big. And I ask them to fix that based on their own observation. That's how I asked them to fix it. Because last semester, I did what, similarly to what your professor is doing. Except I don't, like, give them minimum scores or anything. I just kind of do that. It was just that bad. Oh, okay. A private too. That's crazy. Because in where I am, you know, private campuses, they're usually, not all, but like usually they're more quote-unquote tolerable with their students because you know, we got paid by the students, and sometimes there's this rating score thingy in which it would matter to your employment. If the student hates you very much and give you a low rating, it can in fact affect your employment. And sometimes some private lecturers doesn't want to risk that, and so they just let the student do what they want most of the time. I'm not saying all of them. Usually maybe the prestigious ones aren't like that, but yeah. Okay, look at that. Loving it. Maybe I should change the brush. The great part about vector layer is that I can just change the brush shape. Maybe a bit more pencil? No, it's too thin. Maybe no. No. Flat marker? It wasn't this. No, it's more smooth, so not that one. Which one was it? Pencil chalk G? I guess so. Here we go. But you know, it's good to know that apparently maybe I've been too easy. Oops. And honestly, they should be more grateful. They're like, my students are like new. Like, this is only their second semester. Literally still the first year. And they immediately complain about it. Like, oh, I'm too picky. It's gonna get worse from here on out. Like, this is still your first year. You don't know nothing. If anything, I'm preparing you to prepare mentally, because probably other lecturers would not be as accepting. Or maybe they would ask for more revisions, etc., etc. But yeah, you know, they're kind of like on like a student was like irritated at me at some point because apparently I misgraded them, and they said like, oh no, I already gave the assignment on time or something like that. In which, no, you didn't. I said the deadline is still on the same day as our class, but I give extension that I would accept it at least the latest on Friday, and only one of them gave like the finished assignment on the day of the supposed deadline. So it's like, you know, like when one said the deadline is the 3rd, you know, on the 3rd of May, for example. The deadline is on the 3rd of May, but I can and will still accept your assignments by the 5th of May. When is the deadline? Obviously, it's still the 3rd, right? But apparently, it's they see it as if, oh no, the deadline is actually on the 5th, which is no. The 5th is like the last chance to, you know, give the assignments. Other than that, I probably won't accept it. But they all frame it as if, no, the deadline is on the 5th. No, the deadline's on the 3rd. So if you like submit your assignment by the 5th, I may accept it, but I consider you as late. Like, I think that's fair. Like, I already told you the deadline is next week, and then you submitted it literally 2 days or 3 days late. Apparently it wasn't fair because, well, you said it was on the Friday. Yeah, the Friday is the last I would accept it. And because of that, they kind of have I think some of them found me not fun anymore, unlike last semester. And that kind of strikes me as odd because, yeah, fun in what way? Like in a sense that it's easier to get me good grades last semester, right? There, because it's because I was being easy on you. You literally just literally just transitioned from being a high school student to a college student. That's why I was being easy. Now it's been like almost a year. At this point, you gotta have to get used to it, like the true environment of being in college. But yeah, I probably have some bad memories. That's probably some core memory to some students. Like, no, you were still late, and I have to give you like a huge minus because you're late. But ever since that day, for other assignments, they actually they actually deliver it on time, at least most of them. So, the scare tactic worked. But yeah, I really, really like. It's already like the 11th of May, and I have only made one art about the Flames Kiss month. I'm glad we made that a thing, by the way, because that's how it is. With my previous fandom in the Genshin one, we always have like events and stuff to keep the fan base afloat. Like drawing, not just event, but like a drawing, a raffle, or whatever. Not raffle. Drabble. Drabble. There's different things. Different things. Fear is a tool. Fear is a tool. It's not even like an unreasonable fear. If anything, my previous professors are like way worse. And I had to instill this because college is where you get to learn to work in like the industry, right? Like people in I don't know, Netflix wouldn't have like such lax stuff. You're not entitled to that. The studio will say, actually, you need to revise this again, and you have to do it. You can't just say no, it's good enough. You can't do that. You were paid for drawing. You have to listen to what the client says. If anything, it's like a preparation for that day, because they will work in the industry, most of them probably. And even if it's not the industry, people who work in retail and such, you kind of have to know and learn how to deal with people. But like, yeah, it's like not that bad. You got like a bad grade one, so what? You can just fix it in the next assignment. They act as if it's like the end of the world for like me not giving them the grade they want when they're doing the work messy and sloppily. Like, it's very sloppy and messy, despite being given like lots of time at home, because there was like an 8 holiday throughout the first assignment. So they have time at home, and yet they didn't finish it on time. So that's like on their own. That's on them. It will probably affect my grading score though, because I was like, the first assignment they finished, it's awful. Like, the grades are like actual C- and D's. D's nuts. Got him. Anyway, I haven't really finished like the kiss month stuff. I really do want to draw them, but like, I'm the type to like, I can't really draw these unless it's prompted or like there's a scenario around it. I mean, it's just weird because you probably have seen me drawing filler stuff before, but most quote-unquote filler stuff I draw, it's like for an answer to an ask. Someone said, oh, I'm a big fan. I was like, oh yeah, thanks for sticking around, here, have a flings. It's like my excuse to draw like on a drawing with no scenario at all, is to answer those questions. But if it's not, you know, if if there's no question, I can't draw them. There's no excuse to draw them because I usually need to justify myself why I should draw them. It doesn't make sense, but basically, there need to be a scenario onto why I drew them. There need to be a scenario why I drew them. Is this canon to the AU or not? There need to be a scenario about that. Kind of regret not doing a Pokemon event, but it was too little time. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Just have it like a you know, draw whenever you want type thing. Like, oh, this is the month. It means in this month we just dedicate it to this one theme, and have it like an unofficial thing, as in like, you know, like a not like a whole event. It's just like, oh, you know, it's like this day. It's same thing with how it Child and Zhongli fandom, like the Tartali fandom. There's like a whole month where it's like, dude, it's like, this is the date when this happened, and we made like specific art around that event, you know, around that day, around the theming of it. For example, oh yeah, this is the date when the first trailer dropped, you know, and we're gonna usually draw like maybe an anniversary art, or maybe like, oh, specifically when this character arrived in this nation, something like that. Like, it's very specific kind of thing. Like, oh, this is the time when this issue came out, and it's about this. We're gonna draw fan art specifically about that. It's like that. It's like that. So that it doesn't mind. It doesn't have to be like a drawing event or activity all the time. It can just be like, oh, this is the time when this happened. And I'm gonna draw an art dedicated to that. Okay. Maybe a little bit. There you go. Oh. Good night. Oh yeah, good night. Filter. I'm gonna be off in a couple of minutes because it's already 3 AM and I have work at 9. Just a little bit, just a little bit. This is what I like to do a lot. I'll say hello to the server when I wake up in a couple of hours. Oh. Oh, it needs to be lower. Oh, that's it. Yeah. There you go. We need to change the eraser type, so it's like hard. When it's vector, it gets cut everything. Vector eraser would delete every vector line, but a normal eraser would not. That little tip. Okay. Oh, right, I need to delete that. I thought that was part of the onion. It's not. Okay. Let me copy this. 4A. Oh no! Uh-oh. Shoot. Oh, that sucks. It's water dripping everywhere. Oh man, how long have I been streaming? 3 hours? Shit. The next week should be like a holiday week, Maybe I can like spend more time streaming by that time during the holidays. Because right now it's like, yeah, I still have work. Anyway, this is how much I can show you today. Thanks for stopping by for the stream. I have to go to work in a couple of hours, so I can't stay up for long. Anyway, yeah, it's like, yeah, this is how it feels so far. Maybe I can finish it or like have some progress later in the morning when I wake up before I go to work. I really want to make it like a loop animation. I love making loop animation. Me and my homies love loop animations. Anyway. When it glitches like that, you have to move the frame a little bit, like by one frame, and then you undo it, and then it would fix itself. That's just how it is with like Clip Studio Paint previews. I like it. I like how smooth it looks. I'm kind of proud of myself for this one. All right. Thanks for stopping by with my stream. I'll see you next week. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be like a long holiday. Maybe I can like stream for way longer. I stream for way longer next week. I will try, because I really want to like actually finish an art on a stream like I used to during the New Year's. But yeah, I'm writing a fanfic for it. Let me know if you finished it. But I need to get off and go to bed now. It's like 3 a.m. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day, Lapin, and others too who are still watching. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll see you next week. Maybe not on a Sunday like today. Maybe it's gonna be on like Thursday or a Friday. Maybe. Who knows? I'll see it. I'll announce it if it's like outside of Sundays. But yeah, thanks. I'm gonna go to bed now. Bye bye. Hello, bye bye. For the people who just come here, I've just finished stream. See ya. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Those who are still Sunday, still having Sunday. I'm slurring. It's over. Bye.